Welcome to the instructional handover video for the Bailey Approach Autograph 750. This 2014 model is based on a Peugeot cab on a 130 brake horse. So going around on the driver's side, the lower point here we've got the Aldi flue, so that is your ventilation for the hot water and heating unit. Mains filler point is located there. The water filler point is located directly behind it. Above that you have a separate rinse tank which is located just above, so this simply just fills up with water and then you can put in your pink rinse solution into there. It's one key to operate all the external hatches, but that's where you fill it up and it just simply fills up till it overflows and locks in place. The lower area here we have your toilet cassette. Lift up the orange handle, slide out, undo the grey top, and then there is an orange button on the top of there which will allow you to bleed the air out of the system, and then just empty it, fill it out, put your green or blue solution into the toilet cassette itself. You do need to have your toilet blade valve closed, and I'll show you how to do that when we move inside the vehicle. Behind that we have the door retainer and your aerial point, so this is for watching TV within the vehicle. You will need to connect to a site aerial point, and that's where it is. Underneath that cap, just lift it up and you will need a coax lead to just connect up to the sights area. Underneath that we have your grey water. Simply just twist, open it and empty the grey water tank, so that's water that goes down the showers and the sinks, and then turn it the opposite way to stop it from emptying. Behind that we have your garage access point, so twist the lock on the key to open it and close it. Same at the bottom, and then twist, which will release the turnbuckles to gain your access inside. You can see we have a light when the power's turned on inside. We have your table for the dining area, carpets, shower mat, and your mains point for filling up the water is just located there. Awning pole and another access from the other side, and your tying down lashing straps that have been fitted just into the garage area there. At the back of the vehicle we've got a tow bar that runs the full length and a reversing camera high up. We also have had fitted from factory the mounting bracket should you want to put a bike rack onto the back of the vehicle. Another access point here is located to give you access into the garage. We have your filler point for the gas flow system. We have fitted an additional gas flow system to this model, and underneath that we have the barbecue point for cooking outside. Two 6 kilogram gas flow system bottles are fitted on this as per what Bailey recommend, and we have an auto changeover valve. You'll see there is a point currently pointing to this side which tells you which bottle you're using, so you open the bottle that you're using at that point. Recommendations tend to change on this, so sometimes gas will tell you to fill up the system with them closed or open, and this is what they're talking about, but you will need that open to obviously get the gas coming into the vehicle, and then when you're driving off, close it down. If you want to manually change over the bottle, then you can literally just twist that to the opposite side. Make sure that the yellow toggles are turned off in transit. Further forward we've got your fridge vents, your habitation door, and your Fiamma awning. The awning I will send a separate video on. We've also got tracks that have been added for a lower skirt should you want to use that as part of a outside room. On this side we have a satellite point, so you can connect to freestanding satellite, or if a site has a satellite option you can connect to their main post, but that will allow you also to bring TV pictures to the inside of the vehicle. In front of that we've got your diesel filler point just there, and your bonnet release catch just located there. The engine battery is located underneath that little panel, and under the seat here, slide that back, we have your toolkit. On the door itself, you've got a fly screen, a bin, and a blind. And then let's move inside. I've taken all the cushions off just to make it easy for demonstrating, but I will put them back and show you how they go and sit when we come to that. So, main thing is your control panel. So up here is your main master control panel. The master button here turns everything off and everything on apart from the Emm-Bee system. So you've got to have your master on. Once you turn that master on and you've got your plug for your fresh water plugged in outside to the post, and that must be on to allow you to fill up your fresh water, that will fill up the fresh water system. The one thing that you must remember to do, so underneath here we have a little hatch which I've just removed to demonstrate it for you. We have a little orange bung, you'll see that just located there on a little chain. That must be in to stop water coming out of the bottom of the vehicle, and this is for your fresh water tank. So make sure that that's in place, just there, and obviously make sure that the lid's on to stop water coming inside the vehicle. So that's your fresh water tank access point, and that's how you would fill that up. So once that's in place, you've put your pipe on the filler point outside and you've turned on the master. It will allow you then to fill up the fresh water tank, to which you will see here, you'll have a gauge to tell you what the level is when it's filling up. Once it's full, you can then turn the pump on, and that will allow you, which is clearly marked on the taps, to use either by turning it that way, cold, or by turning it that way for hot. Now the first thing you must do once you've put the pump on and you've got the fresh water filled up, turn it to the hot side if you want to have hot water, this is, and lift up the tap. At that point then, it will allow you to fill up the boiler. The boiler is located underneath this area here, and the one thing that you must do is, it's a little bit difficult to see, but just at the bottom there and the bottom, you'll see that there is a little toggle valve. Now it is in the down position at the minute. It's a little yellow toggle valve on the blue pipe. That will allow you to fill up the aldehyde heating system. To empty it, you just simply lift it up so it is in the vertical position. Yeah, so that's a little yellow toggle valve in the top left hand side of that. And that will allow the boiler to fill up with water, and then will allow you subsequently to fill up the heating system ready to operate your heating. The heating and the hot water works from the main control panel here, which you turn on and off with the standby button just there. To get into the main options, you want to press the menu button at the side and it will bring up a few options here. Top one here being the temperature that you want it in the vehicle. The next one down being your water temperature, so how hot or cold you want it. You can boost it up or down depending on what you want to do it. The next option below that is your heating on electric, so we've got 1, 2, and you do have a 3 kilowatt option should you wish to do that as well. So just change it as to what you want. Obviously the higher this is, the quicker it will heat up. And don't forget that you've also got the option of gas. So we've no gas currently in the vehicle, so we'll not turn that on, but you can run the heating on hot water and gas. Certainly at this time of the year with the cold conditions that we've had, utilise the gas and electric. Once you're up to temperature, then just maintain it with your electric option. So pretty straightforward on the heating. Back onto the control panel. Once the master's on and you've done your water, you've got lights which turn on and off, and you've got your external awning light. It clearly does mark at the side whether you've turned it on or you've turned it off. And then the arrows underneath here at the bottom are to navigate through the system. So freshwater, wastewater levels. This is the fill external tank, as if you have it connected to a water carrier and you buy the attachment to do that, and that will give power to that. External temperature, user settings, internal temperature, battery selection, battery ampage, battery voltage, and back to your control panel. You can also clearly see as well that it tells us that we're plugged into mains with that little wiggly line and there, and it also gives you an indicator on here that we are plugged into mains. So 2 simple indicators. So the lights themselves can individually turn off as well as the main master switch. Yep. And you will find Your batteries are located, just be careful putting that down, just underneath in there. So we've added 2 brand new batteries to this vehicle, and we've also added a solar panel, which I'll come and show you to later. So that sits back in place nice and neat under there, and then lift up and be careful to just close that there. So behind the passenger seat we have accessibility by lifting up that option there, or by dropping it down at the front just there. Closes back down just there. TV bracket, which has been mounted for the customer just there, and you've got the port which is connected to the external aerial socket just there. In the cupboard we've got the solar regulator, so again you can see what's going into the from the solar panel into the vehicle. We've also got a little light for the light strip above, often forgot, just up there. And then to this side we've got storage area. Storage area at the front, and the lights do twist, so don't be frightened with these, turn on and off just there. An opening sky roof light, and this too has a fly screen and a blind on them, just per the rest of the vehicles. Just there. Yeah, so pretty easy to operate, pretty straightforward. To release it, just press the little catch and then lift it up. Same on all of them. Storage to above the driver's side, and again then in the cupboards above the seating and dining area. You'll hear a defined click when you're closing them, just like that. So to recap, boilers underneath there. You have got your hook for your ladder, for your table to hook onto there. We've also got a switch if we start to use it in colder climates, where you can turn on to stop the fresh water tank from freezing. So that's where that's located, just there. The cupboard to the side of that is where your main fuse boxes, RCD breakers and your test button is located. All clearly marked there and easy to find. Mains plug socket is located just there, and this area also lifts up to give you a little bit of additional storage, just located just there. And you can see your 2 travelling seat belts. We have a light switches just next to the door, which will do the kitchen and the lower down lights. We'll move on to the kitchen area itself. We've got a couple of mains plug sockets. The buttons simply just push, and we have got the Peugeot book and your rack for your grill, the handbox just located there, and your plug socket in the top area for your microwave. The microwave can be found just here, and this is a mains operated only microwave. Above it, again, we've got a nice storage area just up there for you. So make sure before you're travelling that all these little catches and doors are clipped in place, then you'll minimise the banging around of the vehicle. And we've got the gas and electric full range Thetford oven and grill. So electric being on the top, and again that one relates to your electric. Pretty straightforward, most people have similar options at home now, so it shows you there for your oven, for your grill, your igniter for all your options, just there, and you'll hear it, and then the burner directions just there. We've also got a little push button which will show you where your gas isolation points are, and also gives you a little bit of storage in there as well. So push to close it. In the area here we've got your utensil drawer, and we've got some more storage with racking that's fitted in, and another drawer just in there. So plenty of storage in the vehicle for your belongings. Moving to the fridge, we've got the Dometic fridge, and this basically is a manual selecting option. Let me just get the best option for you. Try it from this side here. So we've got the option here So up being off, down one will take us through to the mains power source. The next one down will take us to the 12 volt option, and this will only work when the engine's running. Will not work when you are stationary and the engine is turned off. And then the last option being the gas. Yeah, now if I flick it to mains and open it up, you'll see it lights up blue, so it's easy to identify that the unit's on and operational. On this side you have a temperature gauge, which allows you to turn it down from the coldest. So it allows it to turn the temperature down or up depending on the climate and conditions that you're in. The gas side of it, so once you turn onto the gas, which you would do there, you need to come to this side. And what you need to do is you need to press in the igniter button and that button at the same time for the temperature control. And once the gas is coming through, it will move this indicator here from the white to the green. Once the orange label is in the green, release them buttons and that tells you that you're on gas. If it drops out, then you need to check your gas is working or not empty. But that's how you operate the gas side of it. There's the cover just in place for accessing that fresh water system. So nice and neat. In the bathroom area, we've got a heater and your light switch. Just pulls on the cord there. The toilet. So we've got the flush button. And I mentioned about this blade valve. This is the valve just inside the toilet here. And this operates with the lever here. So pull it towards the back of the vehicle, the blade valve will open. Pull it towards the front of the vehicle and the blade valve will close. So to pull the cassette out, it's got to be in the closed position, which is pointing towards the front. It does move around, so you can slide it around if you wish. You've got your toilet roll holder there, and we have some shelves and storage just behind it. In the bathroom area, again, remember turning the taps on so it's clearly marked just there what temperature you want it. You've got toothbrush holder and soap holder there. We've got a vent, so this will pull down and then allow you to just press the button up to open and ventilate the vehicle when you are showering. And remember, you've got a controller there to turn the temperature depending on which way you want to do it, just on the shower side of it. Make sure the turnbuckle's in place for travelling. It'll stop the door banging and breaking, but nice usable area, large shower and separate toilet area. So moving to the back of the vehicle, we have access underneath the bed, and then we have the point for winding down. This is the tool for winding down the spare wheel underneath. You can also gain access to it by lifting up the ram if you just want to access that top cupboard, and that's the same on both sides. Storage in the door as well, and again make sure that you clipped in. On the opposite side, same for that. Clip it in. We've got access underneath, and again this will lift up to give you access to hanging areas. So just be careful with your fingers when you're closing it that way. And we have light switches just there to turn on or off, or your spotlight switches just there. We have another aerial point at the back, and we have a couple of main sockets located just down at the bottom there as well. You can remove that cushion if you want to open up the single beds, or you can just have it down as the space just inside there. Depends how you want it. Little storage cupboard located just here, and that's where the reservoir is for the Aldi heating. So you've got to let it get up to temperature, and it should run between the minimum and the maximum level. So that's where that's located, just there. Also, we have storage in both of the step areas, and that is the access point should you ever want to clear and clean your wastewater tank. So you can put your chemical directly into it there. We have another storage area just there, and then just like the other roof lights, we have flash screen and blind just located just there. To open all the roof lights apart from the front one, we would push the button in and lift the handle up. And looking at the roof, you can see your newly fitted solar panel is just located just on the roof, just there. On opening the windows, they're all virtually the same. Click, click, lift it out, and then you will turn the buttons on either side, and that will hold the position that you want. To release it, turn the levers backwards to loosen them, and then shut the windows. So make sure that they're all in place on all the windows before you're travelling. Make sure that that catch is in place just there before you're travelling as well. And also, more importantly, make sure that the front roof light is closed and secured in place there. Now you can see that I've set up the front lounge area. The additional cushions are to make up this single bed sort of third option there, and you would utilise that by lifting up that, putting the bigger table there and arranging the cushions to make that third berth should you want to do that. If you don't, then obviously you can dispose of these. The tables aren't standard, these have been added by the previous owner, but they're just removable if you want to do it by undoing the little turnbuckles just on the backs there. But they are quite a handy addition to the baler. You'll see that that's how it should set out, nice and neat. Smoke alarm and carbon monoxide detector is also supplied within the vehicle. And then we move to the cab itself. So these little levers on the inner sides of the seat on the forward facing will allow you to rotate the seat from the forward position. The bar above will allow you to swing and move the seat position forward and backwards. And then we've got height adjusters, seat position adjuster and armrest positions there. You will need to slide the seat to navigate it round on both sides. The driver's side to move away from the handbrake, which is located just to the right hand side. We have on the driver's side the electric window switches and the mirror switches, so they are electrically operated mirrors, but the mirrors actually fold in manually. The van itself is fitted with Remy's cab blinds on both the side and the front windows, so they're easily screened off in an evening and put back in place when we're driving along. We've got steering wheel controls for the radio, cruise control on the bottom, indicators and lights on the top, washers just on this side, and we've also got a little trip counter just there. Stereo itself is a CD radio. Underneath that we have the aircon. Underneath that we have the lock and unlock buttons, hazard buttons, and this is based on the 6-speed manual gearbox. We have a lockable storage compartment just there, a coin holder or cigarette holder, depending on what you want to do there. Storage in the cupboard above, passenger airbag, and in here we have another storage area, and this is where we put the additional adapters for the gas flow system. It also comes with a storage area just in front and good storage either side in the pocket wells there. Please remember that this does not lift up on this model, so don't try and pull that up, you will break it. And lastly, we have our reverse camera monitor fitted there. I'm sure you'll find the video informative and help you on your journey along with using the Bailey 750. We hope you enjoy it. We look forward to your feedback and your comments, but most of all, enjoy your new motorhome. Thank you.